Whoopsie-daisy, forgot my materials. Wait, let me? No. Caitlin. What's up? No, I'm in the middle of something here. Would you like to come help me? I can neither confirm nor deny that, Mr. Homeless God Man. I tricked you with the chicken, didn't I? Ooh, yeah. See, they're starting to drop spores. A little black overlay all over. Especially over here in this cluster.
Are you talking to me?
I was talking to you. So it's a little too late on the spore grabbage there. Oh, I got Dr. Baby Hand's attention. He was like, "This isn't chicken." And I was like, "Haha, I tricked you."
Popular.
Ooh, this one's cool. Some spores fell onto the cap of this one. Where you at? Come on, focus, baby, focus. Why aren't you focusing? I want you to see it. I want you to see it. There you go. You can sort of see it there. A little spore print of the gills from the cap that was on top of that one. See if we got any other interesting ones. Really excited about this cluster here. Pretty strong genetics going on yonder. Oh yeah.
Okay. All right.
Mm. This one's got such a perfect shape to it. Oh, look at how perfect that shape is. And it's just the right time to grab the veil right there. Just came down this morning and it hasn't dropped any spores, so this would be actually the ideal time for picking. Ooh, can't wait for you guys to get to this one though, but I gotta clear out all of these first. Unfortunately, there are a bunch of smaller ones. They're cute and all, but it's a little less efficient. But that can be a variety of reasons, most likely the temperature, because we got a cold front going through here in Florida. So lower temperature causes them to not grow. That one's got a little wiener.
Like some wrinkles, like up top, near the hairline.
That one, the veil hasn't completely come off yet. You can see towards the top there.
Mom. Mom.
She's on the phone.
Are you on the phone?
Yes.
With who? Auntie.
Ooh, this one's got a good shape. Oh yeah, I love those ones that have that shape. Gills perfectly visible. Sort of a perfect circle on the top. The tip of it mostly rounded out, because you'll see if I can find some others. Like this is a smaller one that's a little less mature, but it's a little more pointy. When it has that rounded, sort of flattens out. That's exactly peak mushroom. Peak mushroom. Yeah, there's a bunch of little ones. I got most of the big ones yesterday, but the rest of these weren't quite ready, so you don't necessarily want to pick them when they're not ready. So decided to let them run for another day, which caused all the spore dropping over here. That's where you see the little brown coverage. These are all coming out very nicely. A lot of times you have trouble, especially with yesterday when everything was so packed in, because you can see all the holes here. It picks up a lot of the substrate which is underneath, and it makes it a little less desirable. Then you got to work with knocking all that substrate off. And that up there, that's what it looks like when the veil hasn't been broken yet. You can sort of see it, yeah. See this one, little less than perfect here, because this substrate came up with it, so I got to knock all that off. All these little guys got to come up. And I'll pick this other one that's less mature, but still fun to just see the shape of. You can see underneath, like the cap hasn't opened yet. The veil hasn't broken. The cap hasn't started to open up to break that veil. It's got more of a pointed cap to it. The stipe of it's a little harder. You usually want it to be like a mushroom consistency. So a substrate is so what I have a mixture of is you have your spawn, which you actually, you know what? I'm gonna go get a jar. Hang on a quick, and I'm gonna show you exactly what I mean. So this right here, this is called spawn. What this is millet, the grain that I've inoculated, and the mycelium just kind of grows throughout it and feeds off of the nutrients in it. And then when this is ready, which this is well beyond ready, I mix it with the substrate, which is a coconut husk. It's basically the outside of coconuts, and it's non-nutritious, so there's less chances of contaminants and mold getting into it. So I mix this with the coconut husk, and that's what gives. So if you look like down here, that's the substrate. I'm gonna zoom in there. So that's a mixture of millet and coconut husk, and that's basically what I mean. All right, and I'm going to re-sanitize my hands just in case, because this will grow more batches, or what's called the flushes. And then, but there's still the possibility, like even right now with it just being open like this, there's still the potential of me getting contaminants in there. Usually it's a lower chance. This one's got a little friend on there. Usually it's a lower chance of contamination at this stage, but it's still possible, especially with the variant called trich. It's called like trichodermia or something like that. Pretty common in like horticulture, but pretty it's kind of like, I don't want to say deadly, but it definitely messes up the growing process of mushrooms, and it looks like it's basically looks like it's just contaminated. Sometimes it'll cause them to grow what's called mutants, where they just grow super funky, like kind of looks like a cleft lip, honestly. So like the side will be just like pushed upward. I don't think I have any now that look like that, but it can usually happen at any stage. All right, we're almost to the big guys, almost to the exciting ones. Also, I very much appreciate you, Dr. Baby Hands, for engaging, because a lot of times on some streams, people don't engage, and it's just kind of me talking to myself, and it gets super boring. So I appreciate that. Get hype, Ree! Explain to me, Dr. Baby Hands, what's your name based on? Like, where'd you come up with that name? You got tiny little hands? I figure whatever can get you more. Oh man, I appreciate that. That is so nice of you and thoughtful. I appreciate the support so much. Special shout out, Dr. Baby Hands, with the super fun name. All right, we're closing in on these big boys. Gonna get probably these small guys here. I think a lot of these, so it's what's called, when they don't come to fruition, like these guys are not gonna get any bigger, especially when the little pins, these are called pins or primordia, where it's the very early stage of the mushroom. And a lot of times you'll get what's called an abort, where it just kind of stops growing and you're not gonna get anything more out of it, but it'll stay there and it'll sort of decay. So sometimes you can tell, like, I can probably tell, like, these ones right here are aborts because they have a darker cap. And so, like, these ones have a lighter cap. So they probably have a little bit more growing, but it won't get much more than that. But it's a little toss-up sometimes. You don't know what's going on. Oh, let me read your comment. History of this name. I used to work at restaurants, and they would put the plates under the damn heat lamps before they even started cooking, and every manager would call me Baby Hands, and I told them that was my rap name, Dr. Baby Hands. Love it. Dr. Baby Hands. Hell yeah. All right, so get a couple more of these small ones. I'm probably gonna get rid of all these pins. I don't think I'm gonna get much more growth out of it. especially because you can see a lot of those caps are like opening. So it's almost like it came to a mature stage way too early in its process. Could close an open wound, I swear to God. That's funny. Oh no, I just busted that cap. It happens sometimes. Oh, shush! These damn dogs. Frickin' zoo over here. Yeah, we get it. They're not gonna come inside. We're safe, people. We're safe. All right. Caitlin, what you doing? Kate? Caitlin? What the hell? I might need to go check on my gal. I thought she was gonna join me. Because we were actually, so that's why I named this podcast chicken. We were supposed to be cooking chicken now, but we got a Philly cheesesteak wrap from Publix, and then we no longer, we weren't hungry anymore. So probably after I'm done with this jazz, then we'll start doing some cooking. And I also have one of those, it's called, from the company Snack Crate, where they send you like a bunch of snacks from different countries. We're thinking about getting that kick-started too, so if y'all are hanging around at that time, we'll probably do that. So if you're interested and don't have anything else to do, stay tuned. We'll keep it entertaining for you. Oh, busted that cap too. Oh, look, see, that actually came off. That was from a pin, this one right there. Those pop off so easily. Pretty much every time I handle a pin, the cap always pops off. Oh Lord, he needs a Philly cheesesteak. You should get one. It was a pretty good one. It was a wrap. We used a gluten-free wrap. And then I don't know if you live anywhere where there's Publixes, but Publix is the shiz. Is the shiz. Yeah, this is the most painful part, getting all these damn pins. All these little guys. But they do have a higher concentration of the chemicals inside of them, actually. So if you do save them up, it does become worthwhile. So I think that's what I'm gonna do. I'm just gonna snag all these little guys and then save them up, because there is a lot of them. I don't know if you can see, but yeah, look at all these little pins. Woof, woof, woof. Yep, R.I.P. to these little guys. All the damn heads popping off. Give you a look at what I got so far. So this is actually like maybe a quarter of everything I've harvested out of this flush. If you include these guys with these guys, it's still probably only like a third, because I feel like I got well over a half yesterday. Also, the big ones, there's a larger cluster of them over here. But this was actually one of my more successful grows. Really dialing in the science of all this jazz. It's actually one of my biggest passions, actually. It's been such an amazing journey. Just learning the process of everything. And especially when I do stuff like this, where I actually get a nice handful of viewers, it's just so awesome to like explain things, because I have, such a deep passion for it, and such a, not to toot my own horn, but I feel like I got a pretty good wealth of knowledge on mycelium and mycology in general. By the way, if you are watching, it would be amazing if you hit the like button just to help this video out. It would be greatly appreciated. And if you don't like it, you don't have to give me a thumbs up. I accept those conditions. Done. Appreciate it, Crazy STL. Oh, Crazy STL, thank you for the information, broski. Absolutely, dude. Thank you for thank you for listening to me. It's actually a really fulfilling part of my life to show people something I'm so passionate about. Like I could run a channel like literally on purely mushrooms, like foraging outside. I've got a ton of books. There's a bunch of like theories. Ooh, let me tell you about this one theory. So I believe it was started with Terrence McKenna, who is one of the like considered the founding fathers of psychedelics and mushrooms. There's a theory that mushrooms in general come from or have the possibility of coming from outer space, so like an alien thing. Because the spores of mushrooms, which I think most of us know drop from the caps here, the spores of them can exist and survive in a vacuum. So the vacuum of space, they can exist, and it's theorized that it's possible that they came from a different planet and landed here and was able to start germinating or different areas. In the background there is Caitlin, my beautiful gal. She's mad at me because I'm not helping her clean right now, but I thought she was going to participate in the mushroom stream.
Oh, I'm not mad. I was listening to Wicked songs and then my stomach.
Oh, I didn't realize this thing could go so far down. All right, sorry, I missed a few comments. Boys, I have to leave, but hope everything goes well. Stay safe and keep on growing. Dr. Baby Hands, thank you so much for hanging out. I appreciate that. Go get that Philly cheesesteak, baby. Isaac and Exploits. That's an interesting name. Zoom it to right there. Nah, bro, you a real one. You have a good day. What'd you get?
Deodorant.
Nice. Exciting. Oh yeah. All right, we're almost through these little ones. Oh man, Dr. Baby Hands, if you're still there, I'm gonna pick a big one for you. I'm gonna pick this biggest one. Oh, I hope you haven't left yet. Oh yeah. That's the biggest one. This one is dedicated to Dr. Baby Hands. Now this is like peak optimal timing. We have the veil has completely come off because of the cap opening and that pressure just releasing. Hasn't dropped any spores yet. Actually, it has dropped some spores. If you tell, or if you can look here, on this mushroom there's some spores that fell on the cap, and I can actually like wipe it away. You can see the spores just kind of slide off. But not many spores dropped. And it's not that it's a problem or anything, it's just kind of messy. You can see it'll cover the top layer here and just kind of look, I don't know. It's undesirable, but there's usually nothing negative that really comes of it. All right, catch some of these smaller ones.
Something about lunch meat makes me sick every freaking time.
Lunch meat? You talking about the roast beef on that Philly?
Yeah, it's part of like the histamine stuff, but it's on the list.
Have you looked into a plan for like addressing histamine stuff, or like kind of solidified, or just still just floating in the back of your head?
No, I'm still waiting to get a transfer approval for. I have to, in order to be seen within the same like Florida Medical Clinic. They said I have to do a transfer request in order for like the doctor
For
has
your
like,
primary care physician?
yeah, which is why I'd have to get.
Wait, why are you needing to transfer?
Because I don't like the lady I have.
Oh, you just
That's why I
want
have to-
someone.
Yeah, and the one I go to is out near work. When my friend Rachel goes to the one right here, and she says the doctors are better because I don't like my doctor.
Would you be willing to explain to them all about the histamine stuff? Because not a lot of people know that. Or, I mean, if you don't want to. You don't want to, you don't want to. It's just something that I think about, like, educating people. Or I could talk about them.
You can talk about it. Who's Dr. That's a weird name.
I know. Dr. Baby Hands was super engaging, actually, this whole time. He had to go, though, because he was craving a Philly. As I was talking about it. Anyways, Caitlin here. We're kind of predicting that there's a histamine intolerance.
You want to eat one?
And,
Eat one. You like mushrooms.
Not anymore. There's not a chance in hell. Like that schmagma that it's growing
It's
in
fungus.
makes me like
How,
queasy.
how do you think they're grown in?
This is how every type of mushroom
Mushroom,
looks like when they grow.
You eat the big, nasty, freaky ones.
Makes me dead.
It ain't for her, buddy. No, we've actually had a pretty awesome audience this time.
What's up, Bob?
Oh, look at this one.
What's up?
This one's got a big wiener.
Not really. Doesn't
Tee.
think any of them do. And that one was 40-some. I tried it
All
once
right,
yesterday.
update on what we've picked so far. Pretty good little flush here. Solid genetics. I've been isolating these genetics for a couple years at this point, actually. And I just keep refining to the stronger and stronger characteristics.
Huh?
Let's see, there's a lot of pins I gotta get to. Goodness gracious, I didn't even see all these yesterday.
Where? Right there. Oh, not that I see.
You got a pimple you want to show the audience?
Maybe it might become one. Especially because you pick it everything.
It's almost like I have obsessive compulsion.
Listen, we gotta clean before my friend gets here.
When's your friend getting here?
January 28th.
Oh, we got time. I'll be at this store by then, so I don't have to freaking
yeah.
spend an hour every day driving.
I was thinking of getting the carpet professionally cleaned. Why? These steps, not upstairs here.
Don't you have a handheld one?
I got a small one.
Yeah, Hunter does. Like one of those Bissell ones.
Oh, do you? Does it work good?
Yeah, it's like the one
Yeah.
Ryan has when you turn inside your car and stuff. The handheld that you can use for. stuff
All
like
right.
that.
Hey, chat. Is there anyone have any questions? I can explain a lot. I can talk a lot about.
Oh, did
lot of the
anyone give Tina
processes.
prednisone?
I didn't. I'm so sorry. I forgot.
Tina, come here, baby.
My apologies. We'll take a break and let the audience see Tina Bear get her medicine. Tina Bear, come here.
Oh, you itchy girl.
All right, we got 47 viewers. Let's get a couple likes for Tina here. Everyone likes Tina Bean. Tina Bean, look at that little wiggle butt. That little wiggle butt, my little baby hippopotamus. Oh, she's getting a TREAT.
I want to see if I can trick her.
Oh, she didn't eat it?
Give it to her.
She'll totally eat it like that. She didn't even hit her tongue. It just fucking swallowed it whole
Where's Zeus?
on the couch.
Where else?
He
On
didn't
the
come and
couch.
get on a treat? Yo, Maya scared the shit out of me. I looked outside out of the corner of my eye because I just saw a big fucking black thing right there, and I look out and Maya's like this on the window, so outside, looking in.
You little guys. Apocalyptic wasteland.
What do you think? Dragon watching.
Oh yeah.
Gotta tell the viewers about the OCD dog.
Babe, should I marinate these chicken breasts?
If you want, we don't have to. I mean, we could just throw a seasoning on top. It should be fine. But if you want to have a seasoning flavor,
See, but Will, you OCD dog.
Yeah, one of our 4 dogs is absolutely obsessed with the bearded dragon. We'll go show you real quick.
Spends her entire day.
It's literal hours every day she spends staring. Staring. Look at that. Just because I got closer, she got more excited. Just staring at this little guy. Just staring. Just locked in. Locked in. Lil Will.
Chickens.
Chimkin. So on the ground. Chicken. Finally, we got to the chicken part of this podcast or this stream.
Tina, your paws are itchy. You got itchy paws.
So something I wanted to try this time around, but just don't have the time to do, is what's called a casing layer, where because when you see mushrooms like this get picked, and it picks up all this substrate, I gotta pick all this off, and this would be more beneficial in the actual tub. So a solution to that would be to take some of this coconut husk that I mixed everything with, and to put a layer on top of it, so that A, prevents other contaminants from seeping in, and B, just kind of fills out all the gaps and kind of evens everything out a little bit. And also, like, I'm not gonna be able to get all these little pins, especially because some of them are covered up from this overlay and they haven't busted through yet. So I won't actually be able to see a lot of them. It'll prevent those from becoming, from like deteriorating and becoming like super gross and nasty. Kind of like reabsorbs into the little mini ecosystem I have going on here.
I swear there were 5 when I just took them out. Now I only have 4. But maybe that.
JSK 0911, I plead the fifth.
What? Oh.
It is funny though how with this entire tub, there's like different regions within the tub that have better growth. Like you can see, obviously there's a solid, healthy cluster here, but all in this entire area, nothing popped out except for like this one little pin. So it's just fascinating to me how like slightly different conditions vastly change the production process. Little guys. All right, we are almost to the big guys here. Still getting all the little ones. This is actually the most tedious part of this process, is picking all these little guys out. It's just a pain in the dick. Tina is so damn loud. Dude, when she was breathing last night, and she was like, her face was completely calm, but she sounded like she was
like
choking.
Maya.
Alright, almost got these pins. Almost got these pins out. Almost done. I'm actually excited to get to these big guys. Actually, a lot of these pins are bigger than they look, because a lot of the stipe or the stem here is concealed by this thick layer of overlay. So I'll show you. I'll peel up a little bit of this. This is all mycelium that is, it grew a little too thick because these genetics are really strong. So it's kind of a double-edged sword here. It grows so quickly and so strong, which is obviously, you know, sounds like something you want, but when it comes to the overlay, it's just so thick on top and it kind of suppresses some things. but you can see how thick this layer of overlay is. Let me try and zoom in here. Like that is a super, like you typically don't see that with most strains. That is a thick amount of overlay. I'll try and pick this amount up. Yeah, that is just a thick amount of overlay that's sitting in. I even got a few pins in there I couldn't even see. Anyone else in the chat have any questions, comments? Or one talker had to leave, so there's no one else talking to me. Been curious about this guy here. Like it's just a cap that's sticking up over the overlay. Oh, it's it was a cap that fell off of something else. Silly me. See, that was just a cap that fell off of one of the stipes. Oh, here we go. We got a couple. So interesting. Wish I could grow them. Dude, they're so Bart salads are. They are so easy to grow. Honestly, like once you start learning about it, it just clicks and locks in, and it just becomes so exciting. Like I swear to you, the process is almost foolproof as long as you understand the idea of keeping things clean and how exactly the start to finish process goes. Let's see, K Holub just got here. What are these babies? B plus question mark? They are not B plus. These are my specialty strain of golden teachers. I basically got them from someone a couple of years ago, and I cloned them. I actually cloned them from a dry sample where, because I got them from a friend, I literally took the dry sample. I scraped out under the gills so I could get some of the spores, placed it onto agar, and isolated the genetics. And I've just been isolating this stronger and stronger genetics since then. So golden teacher is a pretty common one, and it is my go-to, my big tub strain. And it has been an absolute treat experimenting with the genetics of these for over the past couple of years. All right, I'm almost finished with all the pins that I want to get. And these guys here in the back, they definitely have some more growing that they could do, because as you can see, the veil is not broken yet. The cap is pointy, and it basically looks like a Hershey's Kiss, sort of, where it's like super rounded and has a point to it, and that's how you know it's got some time to grow, because that cap will open up and spread out, and then that veil under it will break. Let's see, I love that you're doing golden teachers. It seems like a lot of psilocybin community has been pushing the limits of strain development. Yeah, I'm really interested. I have like this right here. Which one is this? It's called like Creature 801s. I like doing like little small grows to experiment with different strains. But when I do a main grow, I usually do the golden teacher. I mean, I 100% always do the golden teacher for my large batch grows, because it's just such a strong strain that I've been able to play with. What flush is this? This is my first flush, so this was a really strong first flush. I'm curious as how the next flush is gonna go, because I picked the first half of this yesterday, but the rest of them, the veils weren't broken, so I left it for today. I haven't even done my soak for the second flush. So I'm kind of playing it a little different, where I don't pick everything at once, and then I'm only gonna soak it for about 4 hours, maybe a little less at this point, but yeah, I think this might be my most successful single flush batch, and I'm really excited. It's working. I'm really excited to see what the next flushes give me, to see if they're still consistent. Get these pins out of the way, and then we can start picking the big guys. I feel bad that I'm here doing this while you're cleaning. I apologize.
I'm sure it's just tearing at your heartstrings.
Oh, it is. I wouldn't say it if it wasn't true. I'm just excited I actually got a fan or a audience base going for this one. See, you add anything to your water when you soak? I do not. I usually just try and do like filtered water from the fridge, and usually I try to make it on the colder side. I used to do it to where I would soak it and then put it in the fridge, but I don't think I need to be doing all that necessarily.
I was gonna say, what are those bowls outside?
Oh, that was something that was for grain that I was soaking and then forgot about, and I've been cleaning. I cleaned them out. I just let them dry because they smelled a little bit. But I just let some grain sit too long and it started to smell. But they're empty now, and I think they're dry, so I'll get them inside. And my grain of choice right now, it was wild bird seed that you can get from like Publix, which I still use. It's just so simple and so cheap. But then I like to use. Oh, I actually didn't even see that you asked what grain. I was just going into it. This one was millet. I've been running millet. This one here is also just straight millet. And it's just I tried doing rye berries, and it just wasn't that successful. How long does it take to grow? So I grow from. So like one of these will take maybe a week to 2 weeks to fully inoculate. And then I have to I have to send this to a substrate, which is what we have here. And then the mycelium grows throughout all of it. So when I first mixed it, it just looked like how these dark spots look. And then all this mycelium grows on top. Now, this strain here has been isolated to be so strong. Oh, thanks, K. Holub. Appreciate you coming in and talking a little bit. But where was I at? So this phase here probably takes a week to a week and a half. So in total, under a month, I can probably fully do a process of this. And it's actually really amazing the speed at which mushrooms grow, because literally at the beginning of a day, like at the end of the day, this guy here, I'll pick it right now. If I were to come back in like 8 hours, this cap would likely be completely opened, and it'll be like maybe like 5 to 10% bigger. But the rate at which these guys can grow is absolutely insane. Like new videos, they're not golden caps, but they're golden teachers. So I'm sure that you're referring to the same strain. But yeah, golden teachers, those are my babies. Those are the ones I just absolutely love to grow. All right, we are ready to start picking these big boys. Here we go. I'll show them to you. Very sexy. Thank you.
No, it's so good.
Super cool. They look really nice. Hey, I appreciate that. I definitely put a lot of time and energy and passion and, sounds corny, but legitimately love into this process. I find it to be something that I connect really well with. You fattening Tina up? I'm just kidding. I'm not.
Good girl. She's scared of everything.
We got the amazing Caitlin down here cleaning out them big floppy ears of Tina.
I was doing her paws actually.
Oh, paws? Oh, she got itchy paws, yeah. Oh, sorry, I missed a few comments. Let's see. Super cool, they look really nice, appreciate it. It's important that you're taking the root out with the body. So they don't really have, I guess it's comparable to roots. So it's just the mycelium. Yeah, it's pretty synonymous that it's roots, but the main point is that I get the bottom of the stipe. So if you see, so this one I picked, what's comparable to the roots, kind of like takes up all of this substrate with it, which is, in comparison to soil. I don't need to pick all this out. This just kind of comes up with it. This is actually like a really ideal pick, where there's not a lot of substrate. I have the full stipe, and nothing's broken off. I leave as much as I can in the actual tub, and I get as close to 100% of the mushroom as possible. So no, like I actually want to avoid getting as much of this up as possible, but it doesn't hurt the grow if little chunks like this come with it. I just like cut these or scrape these off and then send them to drying. Let's see what else. Your love and passion is passed on to the end user. Oh man, that's such an awesome way to think about it, and I just appreciate that mentality of it. Let's see. I want to learn how to grow them. Stin, I seriously implore you to. There's a group on Facebook. This is actually how I got into it. Is a group on Facebook called the Shroomery, and there's new growers that are always posting, like asking questions about, hey, am I doing this right? Is there a better method? I actually just posted yesterday on asking how people prefer to pick everything at once, or how I did it this time, to where I picked half of it yesterday and then these guys weren't ready, so I let them continue to grow. So that's the first time I've actually ever done that, so I'm giving that a chance this time. But I seriously implore you to check out the Shroomery Facebook group. You have to request to be added. And then the Shroomery website has a huge amount of information where a bunch of users, it's kind of like a message board style, where everyone posts their methods and their preferred strategies. And there's just so much information, and there's a million different things that people prefer. Like people will add like coffee grounds and what's called gypsum powder. And it's just a super exciting community. And everyone's extremely nice to each other and so supportive, and helping everyone learn and helping everyone grow. But yeah, this is legitimately like one of my favorite hobbies ever. It's kind of akin to how people have plants that they grow, and they get connected to the plants, and it's just experiencing this whole like different side of like bringing life into the world. And then on top of that, the other benefits that come from it, and how powerful the product is, and that I can share that to others. It's exciting to me, man. All right, yeah, we're getting to some bigger ones here. Autofocus is a little wonky. And I absolutely love looking under a cap. So I'm into photography too. Chuck E. Cheese 003, I plead the fifth, but it's Golden Teacher. But so I'm into photography, and I love taking photos of the gills. I just find the patterns so exciting. Cool stuff. Glad you guys get to be a part of this. One of your faves. This is actually, I don't know if you just joined, but this is my all-time favorite strain that I've just isolated the strength of its genetics so much over and over again. I'll actually show you. I'm gonna go grab an agar plate real quick and show you what I mean, how strong it is. So this is the type of agar plate I use to isolate these genetics. This is, I don't know if any of you are familiar with seeing this, but this is an extremely strong plate. And you can see it's so strong that it's literally coming out of the plate. That's how strong the genetics are, and its reach for trying to get nutrition. And then mushrooms will actually grow right out of this. So I don't know if I can capture it, but you'll see these little white dots, and that's what's called primordia or pins, and that's basically baby mushrooms. So those will grow to be actual mushrooms. within this plate without me doing anything. Oh, let's see. Are those eating mushrooms or flying mushrooms? I would classify them as the flying mushrooms, my friend. What else, Chucky? Had wavy caps for the first time recently, totally different zip, and that plate got dense. I've never had wavy caps. I actually thought one time I was in New Hampshire at my grandmother's property, she's got like a bunch of land that she's on. And I thought I found wavy caps, but I'm just not that confident in identifying mushrooms in the wild, because you know how easily that can go awry. All right, yeah, baby. Yep, see some spores dropped onto that one. You can wipe those away. You don't have to wipe them away. I'm just showing you the nature of the beast here. Thank you. My nephew is into cultivation, but I know nothing about it. I don't know if you just joined, but I was telling people about this Facebook group called The Shroomery. And it's basically where I got my inspiration to start it, and it's one of the resources I rely on most heavily for advice and methods on doing it. And I do plan on, I'll be making a video here soon, probably within the next couple of months, on the actual full process. I love when these guys have little wieners. And another exciting part of it is just seeing them grow in like little families and these little groups. Woo. I'm gonna get a couple more pins over here, and then I'll start getting the ones that were zoomed in on. So many freaking pins. But it is good to have, because you can take these and they have a higher concentration of the chemical. So if you collect enough of them over time, you can grind them up and make capsules that are pretty potent. Beautiful. What tech do you use? So I just do, I use millet for my grain, and then I just send it to, I do a little cocoa coir vermiculite mix. That's really it. Pretty straightforward. And then as terms of consumption tech, I love to lemon tech it. We did some lemon teching last night, actually, with some freshies. Something different about having it fresh. Ooh, little guy. All right, let's get some bigger ones. Let's start getting to this. Golden teachers, right you are, my friend. Definitely one of the most common ones. And with this strain, I have isolated one of the most strongest ones that I've ever experienced. I don't mean to make any large-scale claims. I just stay in my own lane and have a good time, you know? Oh, that's a beautiful cap there. I think that is just fantastic. Just fantastic, guys. Excellent, excellent, excellent. Yeah, and there's just something about, I don't know, just looking at these clusters is just so satisfying, how they just come together as a little family. Zeus, what are you doing over there, stupid? That dog has 2 brain cells and they're fighting for control. Yeah, all these little guys back here definitely have an opportunity to grow a little more, but I'm just gonna go ahead and pick them all so we can soak the tub and then let the next flush start to begin. Let's see, nice work. I had great luck with Golden Teacher and tried to branch out to apes but failed miserably. Oh man, I advise you give apes another try. That's my actual second go-to. They're really fun, especially the first flush usually has a bunch of like blobs that are just super interesting to experience. And I have found that the apes that I've cultivated have really strong visuals, and I'm a big visual guy. All right, we are almost done with this process here. Whew. Oh, I love seeing when a cap is only half peeled back, or a veil is almost half peeled back. Kind of want to show y'all how I can expose it. I just love how the just over time how these have become like just they work in harmony with how they drop spores and everything. You have a veil that holds everything in, and when it's matured it opens up and the veil isn't strong enough to maintain its integrity, so it breaks, thus allowing the spores to fall. This one dropped some spores. Not sure where you can drop where you got your spores, but I've used ITW, love them, but I think the ape syringe was contaminated. I don't like getting syringes. I have a buddy that me and him swap strains with. We'll mail each other stuff. I usually like to do spore prints. Spore prints seem to be the safest bet for cleaning up plates and making sure I don't get any contam. But I've had some success with the syringes as well. Ooh. All right, home stretch. We're getting into the last ones. This one, oh, look at that. Look at that spore print. Spore print on a mushroom. Fucking beautiful. Anytime, Riley McMillan. Hope you have a good day. Oh, look at this one. This one's got a 6 spore print on it. Cap seems a little damaged, but it's got like 3 different spore prints on it. Sick. Love that. Absolutely love that. All right, last few. Here we go. Oh, this one's got a lot of spores dropped on it. Not this one, but the next one that I'm going to pick. This one, Rancho. Decent little spore dump on its cap. And then the last big one of this flush. Drum roll. Beautiful. Just heckin' beautiful. Fantastic. All right, and a final viewing of the full crop. Excellent. Excellent yield. Just fantastic. Alrighty, well, I appreciate y'all for watching that process and allowing me to share one of my passions with you, and especially like teaching some of y'all that were tuned in. But until next time, thanks for watching. Like the video, subscribe if you want to see more, and I'll see you next time.